Bava Metzia, DAF YOMI, sponsored for Sarah Ilana Bas Shoshana, a refuah shlema. The first inyan is a little bit of a side point that will be dealt with more in the second parak of Bava Metzia, and this concept of tviyas ayin. Visual recognition constitutes a way of identification. Although this form of recognition is more reliable than a regular siman, an identifying mark, because it involves the whole object, only a Talmid Chacham is trusted to identify in such a way. The Mishnah teaches, if a husband admits he divorced his wife, the finder can return the get to her. There is no concern that he wrote it in Nisan and did not give it until Tishrei, and she could then collect illegally produce sold by her husband. One opinion is, as soon as he intends to divorce her, he has no rights to her produce. If he did sell her produce after the writing of the get, she is entitled to collect from the buyers from Nisan. According to the second opinion, only after he actually divorces her, he is no longer entitled to her produce. The purchasers can demand to know the date of their divorce. The difference between a divorce document and a shtar chov. The Mishnah taught previously, a loan document with a lien cannot be returned. Perhaps it was written before the actual loan. Unlike the case of get, when she requests from the purchasers compensation, they will verify the date of divorce before paying. They assume the Rabbanan permitted the finder to return the get as proof of her divorce, but not proof of its date. They will verify the date of divorce. Concerning a loan document, they will assume the finder can return it for the purposes of collecting from the buyers. They will not sue in court. In an emancipation bill for a slave, there also, we say, there is no concern that the master wrote the document in Nisan and did not give it until Tishrei. The slave bought property after the writing, but before it was given to him. The master sold them. The slave will collect by way of the document, claiming the master had no right to sell. According to the opinion that a slave's freedom is a benefit, the witnesses that signed the document acquired for him his freedom, mitam zachin l'adam shelo b'fanav. He is free even before acquiring the document and can legally collect from Nisan. According to the opinion that freedom is a detriment to the slave, the purchasers can verify when the slave was freed before paying. Just as in the case of get, their assumption is that the court permitted his emancipation document to be returned to provide him proof of his emancipation, not as verifying the date of the document. Now we have the halacha concerning the daidiki, which is a sickbed document, and gift documents. Sickbed documents are usually, in the case of transferring property, a kinyan is required. The instructions of a seriously ill person are an exception to this rule. They take effect without a kinyan. As soon as he dies, his beneficiary acquires. If he recovers, however, the will is null and void. Gift documents, as expressed here in the Brisa, are concerning those which are similar to sickbed documents. The Gemara explains this gift is similar to a sick man's gift where the benefactor proclaims Mehayom Ul'achar Misa to the beneficiary. As a result, the beneficiary immediately acquires the property, so he cannot transfer it to another, but not its yield until the benefactor's death. The Mishnah states the benefactor can say to the finder to return it to his beneficiary. A Brisa disagrees. The Mishnah refers to a sick person's gift. This is the first pshat in the Gemara. Since he can retract his gift as long as he is alive, we are not concerned if the sick person never gave the document to his beneficiary, but in fact gave the gift to somebody else. If the second person received it as a regular gift, his document with the later date retracts the first. If the second document was given as a sickbed gift, returning the lost document of the first beneficiary retracts the gift to the second. The Brisa, however, refers to a gift of a healthy person that cannot be retracted. If he never gave the written document to his first beneficiary and the finder returns it to him, the benefactor will support his claim. Therefore, the court tells the benefactor he can only write a new document to the first beneficiary. If he is lying, the other's document is dated earlier. Reb Zavid explains, he claims both the Mishnah and the Brisa refer to a sick man's gift. The Mishnah refers to the father. The court allows a finder to return it because if he wrote a second document, it will acquire because it is dated later. However, if the father wrote the lost document but never gave it, the son will inherit the land. He perhaps gave it to another person but wants to retract that gift. He will conspire with the first recipient. He will tell the court his father actually gave it to the first person. The court will repossess it on his behalf since the son was not entitled to it as an inheritance. The son will divide it with the first beneficiary for himself. Therefore, the court says to the son, he can write him only a new document.